Hey, everybody, on this episode of Box Office Breakdown, we've had an exciting week in cinema. Look at that. Neil took the lead in the box office Batman, but we all underestimated the success of Get Out. We're talking about all that and more next.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Box Office Breakdown here on Popcorn Talk. Of course, this is always the show where we look back at the numbers from the box office that was, and then we spill tea and prognosticate.
Yes. I was trying to move the
Uh-oh.
coaster over, and it didn't want to move.
Oh, no. Kari Lane, are you okay?
I'm okay.
All right.
It's all right. Just, it wasn't too hot.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
We do not want you to be scalded while we're talking about box office numbers.
We're just burned by the numbers.
I'm one of your hosts, Frank Moran. You can follow me.
Fire.
That's right. On Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie.
And my name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's Karidlane.
And everybody, look at that. The Oscars are playing tonight here
I know,
as we
right?
record
Thanks
this.
for being here if you're watching this live.
Absolutely. But also, everybody, take a moment to look how cool Kari Lane's necklace is.
I got all blinged out for you guys, and I wore a dress. Not that you can see that it's a dress. I normally am like jeans and t-shirt or something. Hey, but cool graphic tees at least.
That's right.
And then even my friend Dell did my makeup. You know, I got false eyelashes even.
Oh, look at you.
Look, it's like,
Beep, 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 beep.
I'll have pictures later on my Instagram and Twitter so you can see.
There you go.
Actually, you know the other funny thing, if you guys are watching... Excuse me. If you're watching Oscars, they have a Verizon commercial that I was a background extra in, and it's funny because they filmed a whole bunch of bits, and I had seen one of them air like right away, and I posted about that. If you guys saw that, I like did a screenshot and circled my head because I'm like, there's no way, because this bright color, no, you got to cover that up. So it's one of those like there, but they shot so many other bits, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if they're gonna release those, and so they did the one where they're like, oh, it won an award. Do they get a prize? Do they get a gift bag? So that was airing tonight during the Oscars, and you maybe could spot me in the crowd if you look really, really hard.
Ooh.
But if not, you got to go to my Twitter and Instagram to see the photo. Otherwise, you'd be like, where am I looking?
So you've got an updated photo for that commercial.
It's the same bit.
Where to look?
We stayed in the same spot.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what I mean. They just like said different lines.
Okay.
It's one of those like, you're not really going to see my face, because it was one of those, I didn't even try. I just like, if this was like if this was a U shape of like what we're looking at, I was here, and the camera always seemed to be in front of me facing the other way. And I'm like, not by choice. I wasn't like hiding from the camera, but I was just like, all right, or not. I didn't care.
You didn't want to be that person in the crowd that always like looks away when something interesting is happening and just happens to be towards the direction of the camera?
No, I just had my manga and my book tucked away in my pocket. Oh, we're rolling? Tuck it away. I'm reading the Devil in the White City.
Oh, nice. Yes. In a
So
nod
we
back
can be
to our
ready
Thomas
for that
Epper
movie.
show. Yes. So as always, folks, you can like us on Facebook. Give us those 5 stars on iTunes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Of course, we will have the chat up and running in just a moment so you can chime in about box office from the weekend that was, movies in general.
Yes.
And of course, even after the show's over, feel free to share your comments on the YouTube channel as well, too.
Right? I was catching up to those, and then, hey, that person who made a joke, I was like, that's funny though. I remember I said what movies I'd done extra work in, and they're like, and we know why those weren't like the succeeding ones in the franchise or something like that.
Ooh.
I was like, oh,
Ouch.
hey, I have such a small part in all of those that I'm like, you wouldn't have. I don't think in any of them you saw me. So, though, Knight of Cups finally has a trailer, and I was background in that, and like I'm curious to see it because that one we filmed like a lot at a mansion that I'm like, I have no idea if you'll see me on that one. But
Did you say Knight of Cups?
Mm-hmm. It's a new Christian Bale movie. You guys can go see that trailer. It's, Knight of Cups. Knight as in like K-N-I.
Is it all about beer pong?
No, it's... dude, I watched the trailer and I still couldn't tell you what it was. But it's a man and all these different women in his life and... crazy rich white people stuff. Like, that was one of the articles I was reading. They're like, okay. But it's weird Christian Bale, and it was a lot of fun, and I'll have to look up one of the actors, but like the actors were pretty chill on set, and yep. So go watch the trailer for Knight of Cups. And like the part where they're at a mansion that's kind of white, like there's a cream colored mansion. I'm in a lot of scenes in that day.
Look at that. Kari Lane will be looking. Right. She looks directly at camera anytime she's on scene.
I'd be like, you know what, though? If any of you guys, you will notice, background people, it's one of those, I don't do that all the time, but It's the people where you go like, wait, where is it? Oh shit, there's a camera.
Nah.
Because you're looking like, where do I not look? And then you're like, oh, there it is.
And you know that's the take they'll use, where the person awkwardly
I
looking
know.
around.
They're like, yeah.
So, first thing, we got the live chat up and running.
Yay.
Of course, the third person here to round out our cast is actually in the booth, manning the chat, making sure we sound
Yay.
great. Let's give it up for Neil, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Good to be here. I'm excited.
We're
Listen to that.
excited. You're excited.
That's right. You know, we're going to jump right into our box office bet from last week. Of course, the subject of that was Get Out. Very excited to see that movie. Have not had a chance to see it yet, but we all had our bets. I went with 22.
I think I said 20.
Yep, and Neil went 25. I was excited to see him being aggressive, but finds out it's not aggressive enough.
Right?
That movie, it did extremely well, better than I think than people had expected there. It came in a little over $30.5 million.
Get out.
Get out!
Come on. It's like, how could you not, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. I'm so happy about that because it's like, it's a horror movie, which those generally do well. And someone pointed out it's a horror movie where one of the leads is a black guy who he's afraid he's not the one doing the scaring.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, that's a good point. Like, oh yeah, duh. Like too many of the other ones, like they're cast as like the negative character, the villain or something like that. And then this one, it's like, that's our hero. That's our victim. But victim, people might argue like that's mine. But anyway, most people I've seen their posts about it. Everybody's very positive. And I think they have like 100% ratings and like a lot of different sites. They're just very positive.
Yeah, it's been
We
amazing.
just haven't seen it yet.
For it to have like for Rotten Tomatoes, I don't know if it still does right now, but for at least for over the weekend,
Yeah, at 100, yeah.
yeah, it's still amazing for that. So definitely excited. Hopefully on Tuesday, I'll be able to get a chance to check that out. That and I still want to see Fist Fight. I don't know, for some reason I just want to see that movie.
So should I not see Great Wall?
Well, I've already seen it, so I can't.
I know,
yes.
but you're like,
If you had to choose between Get Out or Great Wall, of
Probably
course
go
you'd
to Get Out, yeah.
Yes, for sure. If you had to choose between Fist Fight and Great Wall, man, that's tough because I don't know. I don't know which.
yeah, okay.
I think that's a toss up.
Yeah.
But I feel like Get Out goes first, and then the other two are a toss up.
And Lego Batman, that's up
Oh,
there,
you still
too.
haven't seen? Oh, that's right. You haven't seen. Okay,
I
I
know.
guess I'd put Lego Batman before the other two.
Yeah, I've just had stuff, guys, where I can't get out to the movies. I know. And this isn't a movie review show, but we do talk about movies. But I did watch Age of Adeline, which I actually really liked.
That's where Harrison Ford. You haven't aged at all.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like a magical realism where, like, it's normal stuff, but one element of it is not. And they actually give a really good explanation for it. And I like that because they say right away, like, how it's possible. Because I was wondering, I'm like, how does that work? And behind the scenes, they didn't really talk about it, but it had a kind of Amelie-esque vibe to it because it has a narrator in the beginning and stuff like that.
How was Harrison Ford in it, though?
Good.
Yeah? Nice.
Yeah, I liked him because he's I'm not going to tell you who he is, but it was a nice reveal with him. I had actually no idea he was in it. So that was like, oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
And you know what's weird, guys? And I want to know your thoughts on this, too. Actually, tying into a few movies and trailers. Okay, so I'm sorry I don't have their names, but I'll just describe who they are. Go with me. So there's a guy in Age of Adeline it's Harrison Ford is obviously in it, but a guy plays young Harrison Ford. And it was actually a guy, he got picked because he was able to do like impersonations of him and actually kind of look like him. Because they're like, well, everybody knows what Harrison Ford looks like and what he looked like when he was younger, so it's really hard to cast that. So this guy did kind of look like him. His voice sounded so much like him that I thought Harrison Ford dubbed him. And they're like, no, he just did impersonations.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, that's awesome. And they talked about, like, he needs to be that character, but with, like, a Harrison Ford-esque feel. Because it's like you're not doing a character of him. So that was interesting, seeing, like, young Harrison Ford. Now, they've cast the new Han Solo movie that I was like, I wonder if that guy was even considered then. Because it's like he actually has already played a young Harrison Ford. But the guy who's cast for Han Solo, he's in Beautiful Creatures, which I finally saw that movie, which is actually also another fun, like, that's like a YA fiction movie, which I always love those. I have a soft spot. I'm like, they're just so fun. But anyway, that guy, hearing he's going to be Han Solo, I was like, oh, perfect. Because, I mean, no, he doesn't really look like Harrison Ford or sound like him, but that's okay. But personality of what Han Solo is, this actor from Beautiful Creatures, he's the lead guy. He's charming, he's funny. He is nice to look at. Come on, Han Solo is nice to look at. But he has like all the personality traits that I would picture for Han Solo. So anyways, what do you guys think of that casting? They posted a photo online. Did you see that? Where
I did see it with the whole, they're sitting in the cockpit.
Mm-hmm. So that guy, did you see Beautiful Creatures?
I did not.
Okay. He's actually really good in that too. He's very charming and like, you just like, I can't help but like you. And so I think that's going to be excellent casting that I'm like, oh, good. Sometimes you worry with casting. You're like, especially if they're taking on a character that's so iconic.
Do you treat it almost like how people, if you're doing like a real historical figure, like a president, where you don't have to look exactly like that person, but as long as you're personifying that character, you can get away with it?
I think so, especially it's a fictional character. I mean, we do have the movies. The only thing that would be an issue is if you kind of watch them back to back. Then you might be like, well, because if you take Harrison Ford as an adult Han Solo, and then like him as like young, like when he's older in like Force Awakens, you could maybe fudge it a little bit more. But if you do like
The New Hope,
then you might be like, well, that doesn't really look like him. But I mean, yeah, he doesn't really. But they might do some stuff to maybe make him look a little bit more.
Kind of like they did with Joseph Gordon-Levitt in
yes,
giving that Bruce Willis nose or whatever.
Oh, the contacts, though. I hated that in Looper. Because color contacts, like, never quite look right. Oh, yay, Sky Patterson. I like Beautiful Creatures in the chat. Thank you. And also can't wait for Han Solo Standalone. Yes. And then the other one I finally got caught up. So, guys, I'm watching, like, old movies. I'm sorry. But finally watched The Theory of Everything, and that was very good. And see, that one, though, they did use makeup to make him look more like Stephen Hawking. They did makeup prosthetics in addition to what he looked like to make the disease more obvious and aging.
Okay.
So that was actually really cool.
Oh, nice.
And interesting.
Does he get all the way to present day Stephen Hawking in that film? Or no?
Nearly. Yeah. I mean, he's not like how old he is now, but he has like a lecture present day, like the end of the film.
Okay.
So that's also a really good one if you guys hadn't gotten to that one yet. Oh, and then yes, I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce that, but in the chat room, excited for Logan. Yes, Frank already told us it's definitely a good one.
You will not be disappointed.
And news on that, guys, it was online. I found out through Twitter that Patrick Stewart and Hugh
Jackman?
I'm like, I can't talk. Hugh Jackman both have said, yep, that's the last time.
Yeah, there's what Patrick Stewart was saying that he was watching it was it New York? But he was watching the film, and he saw Hugh Jackman kind of crying, and he was realizing he was crying at the end of the movie, and they held hands for a moment there, and he realized, like, this is...
Well, it's been a long journey for both of them.
Yeah.
And there's a really funny interview going around. I don't know if you saw that on Facebook.
On Graham Norton?
Yes.
Yes. That's
Patrick
great.
Stewart. It's a story of Patrick Stewart talking about if he's circumcised or not, and that alone is like, what? And Hugh is laughing and like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're talking about this story. And so watching them on that is so funny.
But to be Patrick Stewart's age and not know for that's like, what?
It was super funny story. Yeah. Yes, Sylvia in the chat. I love my Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but did not like the makeup in Looper. Yes, it's one of those. He's an amazing actor, but all those contacts. Colored contacts. The problem is your pupil doesn't dilate. It changes. It's like the same dot, so it never looks right. You're always like, those are colored contacts. It was the same thing with Fantastic Four, and I just hated the colored contacts.
And Jessica Alba?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm bad with my names tonight, but
that's all right.
And then in the second one, her skin tone and her hairline like blended. So I'm like, makeup department, we can fix this.
Those are just too small problems.
I know, but they're things that like. I've worn colored contacts for cosplays and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I know for a photo, perfect, no problem. If I'm having a conversation with you, my pupils stay the same the entire time, and no matter what light we're in, it's like,
what's going on with you? What's going on?
Because they do these close-ups, and it's so dramatic, and you're like, your eyes look effed up. You're like, what's wrong with your eyes? Anyway.
Like I say, but Sky Patterson, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is an awesome actor. Thank you.
This is true.
So, of course, that Get Out really crushed the box office this weekend here. Coming in number 2, though, coming on strong still, the Lego Batman movie. Basically, got another $19 million. So still waiting for Kari Lane's harder money to add to its box office coffers.
Get to it.
Number 3, John Wick Chapter
Woo!
2. $9 million.
That's very good.
Yeah, I mean,
the amount is all right, but I think we kind of predicted that. Neil, do you remember your order?
No,
I know.
Not off the top of my head.
It's all right. We do this.
I remember we had Lego, and then I had Get Out. I sort of forget what I had at the end there.
Mine, I definitely had Fist Fight knocking out 50 Shades. So I did not think 50 Shades was still going to stick around.
I don't think either of us put it still at 5.
But it did.
Yeah.
Boo. Yeah. So coming in number 4, though, great movie that Neil has yet to see, The Great Wall.
And I haven't seen it.
Didn't have a chance to see it this week or weekend.
Well, that's fine, Neil. That's what this work week's going to be all about. Focusing on The Great Wall and Get Out. But actually, I mean,
he's like, yeah.
Yeah, but Get Out's one of those, like, you don't mind even if you lost the box office bet, because I still want to see it. I'm going to still see it regardless.
There's just too many movies I want to watch. Yeah, I definitely do want to see Get Out. Lego Batman, I kind of was like, I'm just not thrilled with the Lego style of it. Not that I dislike Legos, don't get me wrong. But though I did grow up on Playmobiles. It's not my kind of animation. So I'm like, But hearing so much good stuff about it, I'm like, I'd probably check it out. And then Great Wall, I just like fantasy movie stuff too. So I'm like, all right, I want to see it.
We've talked about it too long for you not to see it.
Right, that too.
Yes. Yes, so I need to hear your thoughts about The Great Wall. I need to hear somebody else's thoughts.
Yeah.
And then, of course, so number 4, The Great Wall, another 8.7 million. And then rounding out our top 5, 50 Shades Darker, 7.7 million. I did not think it was going to stick around.
Dig its claws in.
Ugh,
right?
Great.
Or it was handcuffed to the bedpost. That's why it's still there.
Nice. There you go. Hopefully this will be our last week seeing it in the top 5. And I think we have a good shot of that, given what we have coming up this week.
Yeah.
I'm sure that it's on its way out.
Did you and Alexis go see that on Valentine's Day, Neil?
Absolutely not.
Well,
we went and saw Lego Batman for the romantic holiday.
Yay!
Kara, looks like you're having some
yes,
some
I was
support.
looking at Serenity in the chat. Agrees that Lego animation is not my style as well. So, never see it. Well, I will probably see it, just not rushing to it. And though Sylvia says going to wait for Great Wall to come to cable.
Oh man.
And I rewatched Crimson Peak. That's the other movie. See, I get a bunch of movies like at the library, and like that's how I'm catching up on my movies.
Yeah, all right. Now, of course, here we'll jump across the ocean there to international numbers. Resident Evil: The Final Chapter blazed into China this weekend with a $94.3 million debut to score the biggest ever opening in the market for an import. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is. The sixth installment had an opening day of $33 million, the third highest ever for a Hollywood film.
Nice.
And in late January, Final Chapter helped push the whole series across the $1 billion worldwide box office to become the biggest video game-based franchise of all time. Although I don't know what else would really stack up to that in terms of franchises.
Tomb Raider is a video game franchise.
But there's only been 2 so far.
Yeah, there's just 2.
I guess they're working on that third one still, but kind of like a reboot. I don't know. Assassin's Creed, you got the 1.
Hitman, did they make?
Hitman, they made
2.
Yeah,
there's not been any long run ones.
Especially the 6th, to get to a 6th one, pretty impressive. Now, Universal Sing dropped about 40% in third place for $24 million, and it's now crossed $550 million worldwide. And in fourth at the Chinese turnstiles, Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage, continued its muscular run, cruising past $150 million. And La La Land was number 5 with $31 million in the songbook to date. It is now Lionsgate's highest-grossing film internationally and worldwide outside the Hunger Games and Twilight franchises. So, pretty impressive.
And then there's a side note of watching stuff was brought up in the chat. There's just so much good stuff on TV as well, too. Serenity in the chat. I just rewatched the first 3 episodes of Legion and did some reading instead of going to the movies. LOL. Right? Yeah. That's a good show, and I should be guest starring on that again this week.
Oh, look at that.
That's a good show. Crazy show.
I mean, again, one of those words, like, I want to watch it, and just there's not enough hours in the day to get to watch everything or read everything or see
I'd
everything
wait
you want
and maybe
to.
binge watch that one because there's just so much that you're like, what is going on? That it might be more rewarding to be like, next, instead of like waiting a week. It was like the same thing with Westworld. I was just like, I didn't like waiting a week to find out.
I want to see a new segment where it's just Kari Lane. Binge it or watch it.
Ah, okay.
And then you just break it down.
Okay.
We give her a show, and she tells us what the deal is. Guys, I'm just spitballing here.
Hey, not a bad idea.
And finally, John Wick Chapter 2 has crossed $50 million internationally, while 50 Shades Darker has $328.3 million worldwide, $224 million at the international box office. And Split has $221 million in the global bank and had a #1 Korea opening, and The Great Wall is now at $300 million worldwide, everybody. So even though it's not doing so great domestically, worldwide, it is still doing strong. Now, of course, we're getting ready to do the box office bet in just a few moments here. And the 3 films in contention. So if you want to start chumming away with your vote in the chat, we've got Before I Fall, a drama from Open Road Films. It's going wide this week. We also have Logan, Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart.
Woo!
Yes, they're
you're all excited
farewell
about that one.
to the Wolverine franchise there. And then The Shack, a drama from Lionsgate and Summit, starring Sam Worthington, Octavia Spencer.
Yeah, I watched the trailer. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's too many things in the trailer. Inherently, I'm like, well, I don't agree. So I'd be just frustrated the whole time.
No, I think
I would just be annoyed.
everything will bow before the claws of Wolverine.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, I don't doubt that. It's just more like watching the trailer, I'm like,
Yeah. So
it's a hard trailer, too.
It is. Now, of course, before we do the box office bet, and as you folks start chiming in on everything that you want, on the film you want us to watch, we do a little box office rewind on one of the actors that's going to be in the upcoming films. And,
Wow. You guys are going to love what movies... Okay, we love reminding you all because I think every week people forget. These are not the best movies this person did. They're the ones that made the most money opening weekend.
Yes.
Not the best ones, though we can like them. Just
Yes. And now I will say this is going to be for Hugh Jackman. And right off the top, I'm just lapping off. So we're actually doing the second round of 5. We're doing if you're looking at his top 10, we're doing 5 through 10 because the top 5 all X-Men films. So I'm just chopping those off.
That's a good idea.
So this is the top 5 Hugh Jackman non-X-Men box office films.
Good choice.
So it'd be able to give us some variety because
Yes.
otherwise we're just reading X-Men
That's all
films
X-Men,
after
yeah.
X-Men. Yes. So coming in at number 5 for him was Swordfish from Warner Brothers.
That's interesting.
John Travolta,
Yeah.
Halle Berry, back in 2001, 18 million. Not bad. I mean, I feel
I think I watched it, but that's one I don't remember very well.
I actually like that movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I know a lot of people that give me shit for liking it, but I thought it had some interesting concepts. Definitely not the best film, but a lot of fun.
You get to see Hugh Jackman kind of like doing like how to make like computing sound cool when
Yeah.
you're hacking and stuff. So he's like drinking and he's dancing and he's doing all that stuff.
Semi-diverging from this, someone pointed out in the chat about American Gods. That's another comic book coming to show that'll be coming out soon.
Yeah, on Stars.
And I look forward. I hope I'll be doing that one as well.
I put my name for it as well. Maybe.
We can be together again.
Oh,
if
look
you
at
guys
that.
aren't tired of it.
Yeah, please don't be tired of it.
I know.
Please.
I hope not.
Coming in at number 4, Prisoners from Warner Brothers came out in 2013. Him and Jake.
Someone just
Jake
mentioned that
Gyllenhaal,
one.
Yes. Not one I haven't got to see. I've heard great things about it, but I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
I know it was a voice, but still, I did like Flushed Away. That was on there. That
Never
was a
did see
fun
it.
one. It's funny. It's quirky, but it's funny.
I also did like Rise of the Guardians.
I did like Rise of the Guardians.
I thought that was fun. Coming in at number 3 for him, Les Miserables. Back in 2012, $27.28 million.
I did like that, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh, the way some people were.
I wanted to because it's my favorite Broadway show.
Oh.
I love it, and I will cry like a baby every time I see it. And I felt so disappointed in this because it still seemed, even though it's live action, it still seemed small to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Are
I was
there
disappointed by that.
Any Broadway to film that have translated good that you liked?
Oh man, I've never seen Phantom, so I can't speak for that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Phantom.
I liked
is a
Phantom.
pretty good one.
Now, a lot of these though you saw live and haven't watched the movie yet, right?
Yeah.
Because there's some, I would argue, that, like, maybe certain story elements are not as good, but it was maybe neat how they did production design. Like, Rent, I actually kind of like the movie more.
Okay.
But the version I saw, I didn't like their, like, theater design, like how they had the set. I'm like, but I like the movie a lot. Phantom, love the movie, love the play. I liked how the play incorporated stuff that, like, the movie, it would be easy to have water. So they had, like, a different kind of thing. Chicago, I did not like the play. Love the movie, didn't really like the play.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's some.
Yeah, it's just, I was not a big fan of Anne Hathaway. She didn't do much for me in there. Hugh Jackman, I like. I mean, he's a song and dance man, so I always know about that. So, the approach that they wanted to take to it. Russell Crowe?
Yep. A lot of people are, nope. Yep.
I don't know. I wanted, at the end of the film, I wanted to feel that same way I felt when I watched the Broadway version, and it didn't stick the landing with me. And I was so pumped to go see it. Plus, I went and interviewed Russell Crowe after that, and he talked. I asked him one question, and then he talked for 5 minutes straight. And I was like...
Did he answer the question?
And then some. He kept going and going and going and going, and I was like, please just stop so I can ask something else. Nope, that was it. All right, thank you, Russell. Take care.
Aw. Are you excited? I know Alexis, one of our other hosts here, is super excited. And Anastasia is getting a Broadway show. And those of us who love 90s cartoons are super excited.
Oh, yeah, those Don Bluth cartoons, man.
Oh, and that one, too. That one, I think, could translate pretty well.
And it's I think the following year they're doing the All Dogs Go to Heaven musical. No, just kidding.
I would actually, I'm like, but that'd be animals, so that'd be hard. But I do love that movie too.
Just like The Lion King, they'll bring those dogs to life.
That's true. You know, hey, don't get my hopes up.
Hey, what about an American Tail musical?
Oh, that'd be fun.
There you go.
It is a musical, so you mean like a Broadway show?
Well, yeah.
Yes, I know. I'm just teasing you.
Coming in number 2 for Hugh Jackman for his non-X-Men box office films. Real Steel from 2011, $27.3 million.
I actually really like that movie.
So do I.
I didn't get to it, so good to hear it's good. That's another one that I'm like, oh yeah, don't you hate that when there's movies, and let me know if you guys like go through this too. There's movies that are like, I want to see that, and then you don't, and then you forget about them, and it takes you forever, and they're like, oh yeah, there was that one.
I have
a list. I try to keep a list.
Watch me. He was great. Hugh Jackman was, oh man, I always enjoy watching him.
Real Steel.
Yes. And there was Neil. I had always heard talk about a while that they wanted to try to do a sequel of it, but I don't know if that's. At this point, I don't think that's going to happen.
It might not, but I mean, it could. I thought that's sort of like he fulfilled that dream with what was Chappie, wasn't it, that he was in?
Yes.
Was he a bad guy in Chappie though?
He was, but I think maybe he. I don't know. If I'm going conspiracy theory on this, it's that he wanted to. He wanted a role like that, maybe, so that he can push robot films a little harder, so that Real Steel 2 might have some more clout if they were going to produce it. But that's really those are some hard threads to draw. So that's just me.
Yeah, no, it makes you feel for robots. It does. There you go. Got a little sad. Finally, topping off the top of like. Hugh Jackman's non-X-Men box office films, a film that I wanted so much to like.
Oh.
Van Helsing from Universal Pictures back in
it.
2004, $51.7 million. Oh, you liked it?
I did.
Man, it had such potential, and yet I didn't like the character designs.
What year did it come out? 2004?
2004. And then the end of the film, spoilers, guys, for a film that came out 13 years ago, but where he's standing on the cliffside looking into the sunset, and then sees Kate Beckinsale's big head just in the clouds, like I'm like a ghost looking down upon you. Like, oh.
I don't remember that. Apparently I liked it more than I don't remember hating stuff.
I just, man.
You're like, no. But there are those movies. Actually, that's a good question for you. That was I had on Twitter the other day. From Crazy for Comic Con posted, what are movies that like are bad but you still love? And so I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't remember it being that bad, but I liked it.
The idea is so cool. Like Van Helsing going
just didn't
back
like the execution of it.
Chasing all the monsters.
Okay.
So cool. But and I some people like the Mummy films, and I like parts of it, but I feel like it edged too much into camp for my my taste.
But maybe if you go with it being campy, you're like, yay!
Man, I wanted it to be. I feel like it's that fine line between like an Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, where you can have moments of humor,
Yeah, okay.
but it's still like a really well done action film. And then I felt like the Mummy films just tipped the edge in the other direction, became a little bit too much camp amongst the action.
Mummy.
Really,
I did. Brendan Fraser. Oh my gosh, I love that movie
Yo,
when it
Frank,
came out.
The Mummy is a classic.
Right?
You know, but like a little, as much as I like John Hannah, and I do like him a lot, a little of his character went a long way with me. Just like the fumbling, brother, like, oh, what's going on? That went a long way with me. I was like, I don't need as much of that.
Okay.
But like the concept, like by the third film where Brendan Fraser essentially becomes like immortal because he takes that medicine and it kind of like stops him from aging. I love the concept of that.
I'm pretty sure I only saw the first and the second, so I was the one of those. The first one, loved it. Second, yeah. Apparently, in the chat room, Sky Patterson said Universal Studios is rebooting Van Helsing. It'll be a horror fantasy reboot. All right.
Well, I mean, I guess because they're rebooting all the horror films, all the monster films.
And Serenity says, I like the Van Helsing comics from Zenoscope, but it's a female character, so. And there was the Van Helsing TV show, which I was on that after show, but that one is like, they're vampires, I do quote unquote for those of you listening, because they're a bit more like zombies in their behavior.
Oh.
We weren't thrilled with that.
Slow moving?
No.
Fast. So
They're
like
fast,
Day of the Dead.
But they
Dawn of the
don't
Dead.
have fangs. They don't they're more just like horde zombies where they just like crowd and like just rip you apart. They're not just like, I'm going to suck your blood. And there's some inconsistencies with sunlight. We'll just say that too. But anyway, and then there is going to be the Mummy reboot too.
Yeah. I'll be curious because I feel like that Dracula Untold didn't do as well as they wanted it to do. So I feel like now they're scratching that, starting again with the Mummy. We'll see where they build for all of this. I mean, it seems weird because
guys, no Oscar spoilers. Not really, but they're talking in the chat for those of you watching this later.
That's true. I feel like the Mummy just seems more like a Mission Impossible film.
It does. It's interesting casting to have Tom Cruise because then you're like, so it's Mission Impossible but with a mummy, and you're like, okay.
I don't know.
I mean, I like the basic concept, but I don't like the line in the trailer. It's like she's here to claim what she deserves or want or been denied her, and I'm like, well, what's she been denied? Like, I don't understand.
I know, and we've talked about this before, but it still feels weird to me. Like this seems like a step down for Tom Cruise doing this film, and I hope I'm proven wrong.
Maybe he still wants to do action ones.
Yeah, I mean I enjoy him in any movie. So
it was for people ask this, Van Helsing was a live action show. It was a fun show. Produced. It was on Sci-Fi Channel, and they will be having a season 2.
Oh, look at that for more zombie vampires.
Yes.
Fantastic. So that
we all brought that up. We're like, Okay, none of you guys are voting. If you don't know about this yet, live in our chat, what movie are we going to be picking on how much money it's making? Before I Fall, Logan, or The Shack?
That's right.
So just say it in the chat.
Say it in the chat. In the meantime, though, we're going to do, the three of us will do our predictions for next week's top 5. So, of course, we've got, as Kari mentioned, Before I Fall, Logan, and The Shack entering the top 5, along with, we've got Get Out, the Lego Batman movie, John Wick Chapter 2, The Great Wall, and 50 Shades Darker. Okay. What stays? What gets booted from the top 5?
Yeah.
I got my list written out.
Look at
right,
you.
Neil,
So, okay, I want to hear yours. Might inspire me.
All right, so I went ahead and figured that 50 Shades is done.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also, so I have Logan at number 1.
Yes.
I think that's a safe bet. But with Logan being at number 1, I'm not sure if the same crowd from John Wick will be seeing John Wick. They might be going to see Logan. So I have John Wick in the top 5, but I have him at number 5 at the bottom.
Okay.
So in order, I have Logan, followed by Get Out, Lego, Great Wall, and John Wick.
Okay.
Interesting. So Great Wall. All right.
Because I think, but the way I'm thinking about it is like those are competing audiences. Logan and John Wick. So I feel like even though John Wick beat Great Wall this week, I feel like it might still hold on to it. But I don't know. Great Wall could come out to beat it next.
I like your thinking.
And they were really close, 9 to 8.7 million. So this week, so very close to each other.
I'm gonna go with Logan, Get Out. I start off strong, and I'm like, I want to kind of keep Lego Batman in there for 3. Then I'll say The Shack, if only because it's based on a book and that can have its own little audience. And then I don't know about the Before I Fall. I see you shaking your head. You're like, no. All right. And 5, I'll put John Wick or like Great Wall. John Wick.
All right.
We'll see, but
I'm gonna go. I'll go with Logan. Logan, Get Out, Lego Batman. I'm gonna still stay. I'm gonna say that John Wick can still keep it, even though it's competing. So I'll say John Wick, then Great Wall.
Okay.
Goodbye, 50 Shades.
And no, The Shack.
No, The Shack. No. The only shack I want to go to is the Shake Shack for some delicious frozen custard. And
you post a lot of good food photos.
Oh, Kari Lane, please tell your friends.
They look good. I was like, oh my gosh, now I'm hungry. Well, apparently people are voting for Logan.
Yes.
All right,
look at
Sky
that.
Patterson in the chat says Logan number 1, 2 Get Out, 3 Lego Batman, 4 John Wick, and 5 Great Wall. All right.
Sky Patterson, well, we're simpatico. I like the way you're looking. I like the way you're thinking.
Neil, you got to give a number 2 as well, because we all said Logan is number 1. So.
That's right. So yes, we're as course, folks. Just real quick, the box office bet. The 3 of us are going to bet on what we think the opening box office total will be for Logan. The one that's farthest away is going to have to see this film, which doesn't seem like, again, like with Get Out, is a pleasant punishment. But the one that gets closest to the actual total gets bragging rights. They're the prognosticators. Much like Neil is a prognosticator or prognosticators this week. How does it feel to be a prognosticator of prognosticators, Neil?
Feels real good.
I can tell.
Let me tell you.
You're walking differently.
I'm jazzed about it. I called my mom yesterday, and I said, you should be real proud of me.
Aw. I do like your notes about predicting for Wolverine.
Yes, so real quick, the first 2 Wolverine films did $85 million and $53 million, respectively. And I feel like that 53 is because that first one was such another good movie.
So do you think this one's already getting enough good vibes, like people talking about it ahead of time, that it might help for
I think so. The fact that
the fact that it's like the final.
They screened it like 3 weeks early, much like Captain America Civil War. They knew they had something good, so they were like, okay, great, go ahead and rave about it.
Yes.
So I feel like I think it's definitely going to do better than what it is. Oh, but we're talking about numbers, but this is supposed to be secret bets. Oh yes.
Okay, I might be high, but you know what? Let's go high.
This is it's exciting that we actually get a bet on a number
I know,
1
a
film.
big one.
Yes.
Oof.
All right, I got my number.
All right.
Way back when was like Star Wars. It's like, whoo, big numbers, triple digits.
All right, I'm gonna. It's like, I don't have to be, because I've seen the movie already, so I can feel like I can throw caution to the wind on this bet. I can go I can go crazy.
True, right?
There you go, $400 million. That's right. Opening weekend? Nope.
I might be low, but
all right.
Now I might be low.
I'm going to be cautiously optimistic on this one.
Okay.
All right. We've got our 3 numbers here. I will go first since I've already seen it. Not a big deal. I went with $70 million. I'm aiming big on this baby. Kari Lane.
I said 90.
Oh, man. All right. Okay. No, that's. I give it up. Neil.
I am coming out swinging for the fences here. Frank, you said you were going high. I am doubling it for 140.
Ooh!
140. Wow.
I think people underestimated Deadpool, and that pulled in 132 its opening weekend.
True that.
And there's a lot more foot traffic for Logan and the R rating.
No, that's true.
I think it might actually, and with nothing else super big coming out this weekend, every other big hitter sort of trailing off, I think it could hit it.
Yeah. Chat room, we got Sky Patterson at 75, Sylvia at 76, Jennifer going a little lower at 62. Sky Patterson pointed out Wonder Woman had a test screening with a 90% positive rating, so I'm excited for that one too. And Serenity says, well, for those who like Wolverine and who follow the critics' buzz, it's strong. For average viewer like me, not so much. It's way too long. I'm going to have to wait to stream Logan. Oh, really? Come on.
It's Serenity. I tell you, it's good.
That feels
It's
like an
good.
epic one you should see in theaters.
Yes.
We've had that discussion here of like, do you see it in theaters or not?
Yeah, this was. I mean, I know that you've been hurt by the first two Wolverine movies, and I understand. I've seen them as well, and they were disappointing.
Oh, Sky said 75. Yep.
Yeah. This is well worth it. It's great. You would not be disappointed.
Do you think the R rating will limit how many people see it? I don't know. I've seen some families bring small children into R-rated movies, and I mean, it's your family. You do what you want. But there's certain movies I'm like, why do you have a child here?
No.
So, there are parents bringing their kids to it.
But when you see, like, as Neil was saying, Deadpool did, 132 million?
Yeah.
So, yeah, if people want to see it, they're going to go see it. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I thought my 70 was a little up, but man, Neil,
I know.
I
was like,
love
let's
it.
do it.
All right. Now, look at it. We got some, I think everybody's swinging for the fences on this show.
Yeah.
Folks, that's going to do it for this episode of the Box Office Breakdown. Neil, you are the best. Thank you for being the wind beneath our wings.
Hey, I appreciate that. I like having you guys include me in this. I have a lot of fun.
Oh, my gosh.
We like having you.
Look at that. But as always, folks, the fun doesn't stop here because you can like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thanks, everybody, for hopping in the chat. We love having you interact with us. Alden, Media Shock, where are you guys?
I know. They're failing today.
Yes, I missed you. You guys are probably just off watching the Oscars
I know,
or something
right?
like that. Yes. But just know your presence was missed. But if you want to also comment on the YouTube channel, Kari.
Thumbs up on the video.
She's got
I'll read your comments.
with her hot cup of tea. That's right.
I don't know, how long are you going to keep that going?
I don't know, forever. I just love it. I love it. I love it that Kari's like, I just imagine her at home just drinking and sipping and just chatting away and liking things. It's so great. Kari Lane's home life is so exciting in my head.
Oh, you have no idea.
If you want to continue the conversation with us even after the show's over, though, Kari, where can they find you?
Yes, you guys can find me online at Kari D. Lane. That's KaridLane.
And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at AppyGoJackie. Folks, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you back here next Sunday night
See ya.
for another hot episode of Box Office Breakdown.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.